I have 2 red springs on the balanced body equipment, and I'm starting with roll down. Sitting as close to the shoulder blocks as possible, taking the ropes, inhale prep, and exhaling the roll on down, feeling the pelvis move away from the thigh bones. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, feel the ribs fanning closed in the front, the opening of the backs of the vertebra, and inhaling at the top. And exhaling to roll on down. Feel the release of the psoas, letting the pelvis down, letting the lumbar spine down, away from the thigh bones. Inhale here, and exhaling, fanning the ribs closed in the front, opening the backs of the vertebra, finding those vertebra, even counting them to see how many I feel individually. Going down one more time, exhaling to go on down. Do I feel the pelvis constantly moving away from the thigh bones? Inhale, prep when you're down there to do a knee lift with an exhale, and going into switches, exhaling, pull. Switch, exhale. This is the ab work for today. Pull. Switch, exhale. Hugging the center midline with both legs. Exhale, pull. Switch, exhale. How much lumbar flexion, how much thoracic flexion do I have? And 2 more. And pull, switch, exhale, put the leg down, inhale, and exhale, rolling on up, and sitting up, getting ready for your footwork. I'm taking 3 red springs, and putting my headrest up, starting in the parallel heel position. Inhale, prep, neutral pelvis, neutral spine. Lengthen the spine, exhale, inhale, bend. Exhale, stretch, and inhale, and 3, and inhale. Do I have soft fronts of the hips as I bend? Does the spine stretch almost prior to the leg movement? Stretch, inhale, bend, exhale, stretch, inhale, bend, exhale, stretch, and 2 more. Exhale, lengthen, and bend, and stretch, stretch, come on in and down to the toes. Exhale, preparation breath now. So we do inhale, stretch. Exhale, bend, lengthening the spine, and a bend. Hinging around stable ankle joints. And inhale, exhale, bend. And stretch, stretch the spine, and a bend. Lengthen the spine first. Just like a puppet master pulls on the crown of the head, string, and stretch, stretch, and in 1 more, come into the V feet. Now going to keep inhaling as you bend as well. The next one, exhale for both the stretch and the bend. And inhaling, and exhaling. Inhale, stretch, and a bend. Exhaling and a bend. Inhale. 2 more. And exhaling, come in and bring the feet back to parallel. Half raises, press on out. Lower the heels, inhale. And lift up, exhaling. And inhale, almost feel like the legs grow away from the pelvis, so you stay tall as you lower. Think of rocket propulsion through the feet to push you on up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. 2 more. In. And up. And in. And out. And into running little springs. 2, 3. And 4. Let's do 8. And 5. 6. 7. And 8, and bend both knees, come on in. Bridging or pelvic curl, put the headrest down, heels on the bar, inhale, prep, and exhale. Here's another opportunity. I can count my 5 lumbar vertebrae, coming up into my thoracic vertebra. Almost as if my spine was hanging off my pelvis. Inhale at the top, and exhale as if the breastbone could sink whilst the pelvis stays, as if the ribs could sink while the pelvis stays, as if the waist could sink while the pelvis stays. And finally the tailbone releases into the neutral pelvis. Inhale, prep. And exhale, as if someone has a fishing line on my tailbone and is ratcheting me up into the ceiling. Almost as if the spine is completely relaxed, and it's the hip extensors that take the pelvis takes the spine, and in the reverse order, almost as if the tailbone is held up to the ceiling and just gradually let down so the vertebrae come down one at a time. Moving on to the toes, we're doing a variation. Inhale, prep, and exhale to peel on up. Find all of that articulation of the spine. Join the knees together, pigeon toe the feet, little hip lifts, and exhale, 1, 2, 3. Trying to keep my ribs completely still. 9, 10, separate, inhale, and exhale, rolling on down. And coming on up to change the spring to 2 red springs for leg circles. Coming into the foot loops, we're going to do 4 slow and 4 fast leg circles in each direction. So come into the loops, find the hamstring stretch in the neutral pelvis, neutral spine. Inhale, prep, down, circles first. Exhale and keep the abs on as you separate the legs. So you need the most abdominals as the feet separate at the bottom. In my mind's eye, I'm seeing my spine and my pelvis, and I'm looking at the symmetry of left and right hip joint muscle recruitment. Where are they different? Now going into 4 fast. Down, open, up, and down. Open. Exhale, and inhale, exhale. And now starting at the top, separate the feet. Exhale against the spring, and inhale with the spring. And that spring is a very important dance partner for you. Try and feel what it needs at every millimeter of the movement. There'll be very slightly different response needed muscularly. And going into 4 fast. Exhale against the spring, inhale with it. And exhale, and inhale, and exhale. And inhale, and exhale, and let yourself come all the way into the bumper for a stretch, and release those ropes, and coming up onto the knees, facing the back for chest expansion and arm scoop. I just have 1 spring. Inhale, prep. And as I pull on the exhale, noticing what part of the movement might dislodge the stability of my spine. I have an internal picture, all of those vertebrae, each one supporting the ones beside it. Now we're going to do some single arms. Get a picture of where the ribs sit on top of the pelvis and try not to disturb the integrity of that shape with the arm pulls. And exhaling, pull. You might notice that one arm is easier than the other, and it might not be your stronger arm. That's because of the core strength. Think of rib to opposite hip across the front of your abdomen. And exhaling, pull. And inhale, return. A similar thing facing front. We're going to do 2 arm scoops with the 2 arms, 2 with single arms, and 2 circles in each direction. Inhale, prep here. And exhale, arm scoop up. And inhale down. And exhale up. Seeing in my mind mind's eye the shape of my spine. Now single arm, try not to offset the ribs. They want to go around the corner because of the pressure through the shoulder. Wide, stable shoulders. And let's do 2 arm circles, starting with the same direction as the scoops came in. Turn the palms at the top. In my mind's eye, I'm seeing the rhythm of the shoulder blades, trying to see that left and right shoulders are as balanced as possible. And come on down. Coming into long stretch. Make sure the heels of the hands aren't too far back. And we're going to take an exhale to reach back. And an inhale to come forward. Make sure the chest doesn't sag downwards to the floor here. And exhale back. And inhale forward. And exhale back. And inhale forward. Hold there for a second. Come down to the knees and sit facing your right side, so you're on your left hip with the left hand on the bar for mermaid. Inhale up and exhale over. Inhale, lift up. And notice the ribs here. Which ribs go inwards, which ribs go outwards, fanning open. And we're going into a variation with rotation. Anchored left shoulder. And looking over your left shoulder, hold on to the front of the carriage with the right hand. The left arm is straight, pushing the ribs around. The right arm is pulling the ribs around. And press on out again and drive your left shoulder forward. Notice in your mind's eye which ribs are going forward around the corner, which ribs are going backwards around the corner. Anchor the shoulder, press out one more time, release the right arm up. Come in, take the post and take another side bend on over. And see also the contents of the ribs. What's happening on the inside of the rib cage. We're not just bones and muscles, we have contents in there. Around to the other side. Anchoring the right shoulder now, inhale up. And this is really a nice position to find the stability in that shoulder. Take the post. And in my mind's eye, seeing the circumference of my ribs. All the way around, they are doing something different. Going on into the rotation variation. Anchored right shoulder, bring the left hand down and hold on underneath the carriage. Rotating to the right side. Which ribs are going forward around the corner? Which ribs are going backwards around the corner? And press on out again. The right shoulder coming forward. And if this is easy for you, you can move the hand in either direction to give a little bit more range of motion there. Anchored right shoulder as you press on out. And take the post and one more side bend on over. And exhaling. Finally, some back extension. Take the foot bar down to low. And come on to your stomach. And take your feet, if you can, between the shoulder blocks and the hands on the foot bar. You can put the feet outside of the shoulder blocks if necessary. Into back extension. I'm thinking about each of the vertebrae. What part do they have around the arch that I'm creating with my spine? Like the architecture of an arch, each stone has a different point around the arch that it will sit. I'm thinking of each of my vertebrae, both as a global sense and individually, kind of looking at them, and lower on down. I initiate the movement with an inhale. Looking for more movement, more stretch through the abdominals, more release in the vertebra. And come on down. We're coming in by bending the elbows, nice stable shoulders. Then you're going to come into a rest position, pull the knees forward, and reach on out, and you are done.